Eso sacrosanto era vagila, tentam
Since 1989, the Slow Food Organization has inspired people all over the world with its value to promote food that is good, clean, and fair. In October 2010, Slow Food International convened the fourth World Meeting of Terra Madre in Torino, Italy. Delegates came from 160 countries and 5 continents. Over 6,000 people attended. Delegates represent over 1,600 food communities where farmers, breeders, artisans, cooks, fishers all work to rebuild local food economies. Such is the vision of Carlo Petrini, Slow Food founder. The goal is for everyone to be able to eat local, seasonal, high-quality products in a way that will reconnect us with our food and all of its producers. This vision is shared by more than 100,000 members in Slow Food chapters around the world. They ate, and they drank, and they listened to music. Terra Madre delegates are hosted in and around Torino. They are fed and transported by hundreds of local volunteers. Strangers at first with different languages and customs, they are able to create a sense of community during their visit to Italy. For all the camaraderie and food and excitement, these people come to Italy to discuss some very serious issues. Most of these consider how to combat destructive government policies and the corporate control of the food supply.
Do we have a piece of land? Use it and make sure that you maintain it and produce food sustainably.
The collapse of honeybee colonies are a concern in many countries. Beekeepers compare notes about this mysterious phenomenon. Other delegates focused on problems of industrial overfishing and the impact on 12 million traditional fishers and their local economies. Some delegates consider food supplies for urban environments. The panel discussed urban farms and food security. If the transportation system for food were to fail, just how would a city feed itself? One major focus of the 2010 Terra Madre was the new wave of corporate and government land grabbing and the disastrous consequences to local communities in Asia, Africa, and Latin America.
The government has already accepted to give way to various factors. Small family farming is going to disappear. We have to go against this land grab.
When the land is taken for corporate gain, the local economies lose the capacity to feed and support themselves.
There was a study last year that looked at 80 forest communities of usually indigenous people, and they found that when indigenous people are left alone to manage their own resources, when the government doesn't come in and when corporations don't come in, then those resources are conserved much better, and people live much better lives.
If food is a human right, then seeds, production, and distribution cannot be under the control of corporations.
1987, when I came to know about patenting and GMOs, we built Navdanya with the idea that seed patenting is a violence against biodiversity and traditional cultures, and genetic engineering is a violence against all life on Earth.
Likewise, the Slow Food Foundation safeguards native breeds and local plant varieties. It supports over 350 projects in 50 countries. Some projects will recover traditional processing methods. Others will protect unique regions and ecosystems. These concerns bring us to the theme of Petrini's opening speech. He believes that our civilization is moving in a dangerous direction. Land grabs, GMOs, loss of biodiversity. But, he says, when we reach the precipice and have to turn back, those who have been ignored and disregarded by our societies, the indigenous peoples, the farmers, the elders, the women, these groups will now be in the forefront. They will bring knowledge of the past, and it will be the youth who will take it and integrate it with today's science. Petrini has chosen this young man from Kenya to be the vice president of Slow Food. He encourages young people to take a role in their food future. Petrini tells the audience he has to understand that if he wants to be the future, he has to work hard. Ask him to work hard. That responsibility is taken seriously by the youth movement in Terra Madre. This network of young farmers, activists, cooks, and students is helping to realign local and regional food systems.
I was exposed early on to this movement, and Alice planted the edible schoolyard as I was a student out in California, and now here I am, some 10 years later, and seeing it all come together and seeing how it's grown these past 10 years is pretty profound.
Around the marketplace, you find other collaborations between Europeans and Latin American farmers.
I want to highlight one important thing about quinoa, which is produced in the old way, the old way of our fathers. They must take care of the earth in order to obtain products from the earth.
We mill flour from 3 generations. My grandfather started in 1956. With slow food, we have give to our friends from Peru a meal, and we are very happy because now they are totally independent.
These collaborations demonstrate the importance of building local economies. In one session, Petrini makes this point. Local economies are not poor economies. They are the richest in the world. The economies of Wall Street and the European Union are criminal. They destroyed economies around the world.
We have an economy that has been based on extracting soil fertility. So there's hundreds of millions or billions of tons a year of soil washing down the Mississippi River. Using the soil as both a metaphor and a literal grounding is a really powerful thing.
These renowned food activists closed the 2010 conference, each with a unique plea for action.
Monsanto actually argued once with me in the Convention on Biological Diversity debates to say the reason their GM seeds were smart was because they didn't need the farmer to think. And I told them then, and I tell them again, it's because we think. We think it's goodbye to you and it's welcome to the biodiversity of our knowledge systems.
Here you have Terra Madre. And you have hundreds of thousands of different groups all over the world doing their little thing. It is something like I equate like the immune system. We see and we feel the disease, but we neither feel nor see the immune system fighting that disease like hell so that we get fine again. All people here are an immune system of the planet. The immune system is just one united colossal system that will never be in the news, but it's the only possibility to save this planet.
For as much as the multinationals do, they have neither the heart, nor the soul, nor the power to change the world. We have that power. The heart and soul of Terra Madre continues in us. The food decisions we make every day, in every community, all over the world. If we come to see nature as part of us, not as an enemy, not as a force to conquer and exploit, then we can find a sustainable path. Join us. Join the movement.